Hey guys, just a quick heads up. One of our mics noped out like 7 minutes into this one, and we didn't catch it until the whole episode was recorded. Everything after that is only coming through my microphone clear across the table from Autumn. I did my best to boost her without boosting me, but what you're going to hear is the best I could do to try to salvage it. I think it's listenable, but it's not good, so apologies. Anyway, thanks for sticking with us while we get the hang of this, and I promise to check the mixer lights next time. Okay, enjoy the show.
Thank you for choosing Chain Link Theater. We invite you to sit back and relax in the comfort of your car, or gym, or wherever you are. Please remember that talking is permitted during the feature, as that is literally the entire point of the show. So please, turn up your cell phones, grab your own snack, and hold on to your butts! Your feature presentation begins now!
Welcome back to Chain Link Theater, the podcast where every movie leads us to the next, one actor at a time. I'm Autumn.
And I'm Kyle.
And today we're linking Chain Reaction into Parenthood, thanks to our next link in the chain, the one and only Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so before we get into the movie, we're going to let's just talk about Keanu, give him his dues.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot more history with him than I do in your family.
My sister has always been obsessed with Keanu.
Since like the 80s.
Full send, yeah.
Yeah.
Completely obsessed
Favorite
with him.
actor, still.
Still, she's a blanket with his face.
Summer, we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. She's
His
absolutely...
face many times.
Many times.
Yeah.
She takes it everywhere.
Yeah.
But she's always loved him. Even when his career was at a lower point, she was dedicated and would go to the theaters to see his movies. The only person.
Yeah, the only one. No matter what movie.
The only one. She's always loved him.
Yeah.
So...
Ride or die.
Yeah. And now everyone loves him, and she appreciates that everyone else loves him, but also he's hers.
Yeah, she's taking ownership, and she deserves it.
Yeah. So my history with Keanu Reeves is I feel like the first movie I probably saw was Bill and Ted.
Okay, mine was way after that.
Okay, so I definitely saw Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure, and Bogus Journey. I preferred Bogus Journey.
I've never even seen either of these.
That's insane.
And now I don't know how we're going to get to them.
Lake House.
That's the next one on the list.
Parenthood. The Matrix, of course.
Yep, Speed.
Speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Keanu Reeves has always just been a household name.
A little movie called Chain Reaction was just recently introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was good. I liked it.
I saw Speed when I was younger, and then I didn't really learn to grow to respect him until probably The Matrix.
And
which
then you
everybody
fell out of respect for him?
No.
Okay.
Which every guy my age was probably like, this is my favorite movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
If you ask any kid from like 99 to 2005.
I agree with that. Everyone was obsessed with The Matrix back in the day.
Yeah. And then he did Constantine. And then he did a slew of movies nobody cared about.
Except for Summer.
Except for Summer.
Yeah.
Until, when did John Wick 1 come out?
What, like 2015?
Yeah, 2014, 2015,
2015,
something like that.
And then he just blew up again.
Came roaring back.
And then people realized how kind he is and how amazing.
A lot of off-screen respect for him.
Lots.
Very rare.
You never hear a negative word about Keanu Reeves off screen.
No, never. I was going to say very rare for that to be an actor's defining trait.
Yeah, kindness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the movie we're covering today, Parenthood.
Yep.
Do you want to say anything else about Keanu Reeves?
No, just he's really into motorcycles, which came up in Chain Reaction. I thought it was going to come up in this because of the helmet, but he owns a motorcycle company named Arch. He's big friends with Norman Reedus. He's really obsessed with motorcycles now. He custom builds, or did, every single one that they make when you order it, and gets in contact with you how you want it to be built and everything. Super awesome stand-up guy.
Yeah, there's lots of videos on the internet of him giving up his seat on the subway and stuff.
Yeah. Those might be staged, but
No way. real all the
Okay.
way.
Okay.
But the movie we're covering today is Parenthood. I love this movie. I've always loved this movie.
Yeah.
What did you think? What's your history with it? I love it. I've grown.
I have no
grew up on
history
it.
with this movie. When I met you, you loved it, along with many other 80s movies that I didn't know anything about. I know that your dad hates.
I don't know any male who likes it.
Yeah. Which you showed it to me, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And I hated it too.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way after this viewing. We'll get into that.
Okay.
But it's very real,
Heartwarming
very
and
honest.
Real. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll touch on everything.
Yeah. So Parenthood came out in 1989 and it was directed by the one and only Ron Howard.
Ron Howard.
I was surprised. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like his kind of movie.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
To me.
What research do you have about Ron Howard?
Oh, I already forgot all of it.
You said that he directed.
He directed
Lots
so
of
much
stuff.
stuff. I'm sure anybody listening to a movie podcast has heard of Ron Howard, but
Richie from Happy Days, if you haven't.
okay. That's news to me. I know him as director Ron.
Oh. Okay. He directed like a lot of stuff. I can't remember everything.
Yeah, he directed so many hits from the 80s and 90s. He directed Splash and Cocoon and Willow and then Parenthood, Backdraft, Far and Away, Apollo 13, Ransom, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, A Beautiful Mind, Cinderella Man. I'm just reading a list of just
The Da
popular
Vinci
movie
Code.
after popular movie. Every Da Vinci Code movie, all three of them. Frost Nixon, which is great if you've never seen that.
Are there 3 Da Vinci Code movies?
Yeah, Inferno's the third one.
Oh, okay.
And then he even directed Solo,
Oh,
the
okay.
best
That's interesting.
Star Wars movie. Come at me.
I really did like that one.
Come at me.
That's a great one. So Ron Howard, if you don't know him as
Legendary.
director, you might know him as the father of Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah. I think he's famous on his own right.
nah.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're gonna read the back of the box for Parenthood, so we can all get a
Yes.
summary on what it's about.
Yep. And I have that in front of me here. It says perfectionist Gil Buckman, played by Steve Martin, struggles with the deficiencies of his children, thinking they reflect poorly on his parenting, and Gil's siblings only add to the stress of his life. One of his sisters, Dianne Wiest,
I have no idea.
probably West, faces difficulty when her teenage daughter, Martha Plimpton, of Raising Hope fame, becomes pregnant. Another, played by Harley Jane Kozak, clashes with her husband, Rick Moranis, when she asks for more children. Gil's immature brother, Tom Hulse, that's the actor, turns up as well with a young son he can barely handle.
All right, so let's get into this.
Much like there's a lot going on in this movie, there's a lot going on the back of this box.
True.
So the movie opens with a little boy, unnamed little boy right now, arriving at a baseball stadium with his dad. And the kid is all like super excited, but also a little disappointed that they are arriving in the 4th inning. And then the dad pays an usher to go sit with the kid instead of enjoying the baseball game with his son.
Yep.
So
There is a quick shot of the baseball game happening, and I don't know a lot about baseball, but the pitcher throws the ball and the batter hits it, and the pitcher immediately ducks instead of trying to catch it or anything and runs to the catcher to stand behind the catcher.
what?
I don't know why. That's not how you play baseball.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know a lot about baseball, but that struck me as weird.
Yeah, that is weird. So we're meeting our main character, Gil, as a little kid, and he starts talking to the usher about how his father views parenthood as a chore.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. He's basically like, oh, yeah, well, my dad just pays ushers to watch me because he doesn't enjoy being a dad.
Yeah.
Because of the way he was raised, this is more, a job, not something he enjoys.
Yeah.
So the usher's just like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, well, you're not even real. You're just an amalgamation of all the ushers who watched me when I was a kid.
Yeah. It was really clever, really shot. I like this.
Yeah, I liked it. And he basically says that he's trying to be different and he wants to understand his dad so that he can raise strong, happy, confident children.
Yeah.
Because that's his goal.
Yeah.
And then really quickly, like his wife, Mary Steenburgen, right?
Yep.
Mary Steenburgen, in this movie, her name's Karen, is kind of bringing him out of it. Like his little memory, because they're at a baseball game with their kids. And then the next shot we get is like 80s, hilarious
Hijinks. Yeah.
where they're struggling to get their 3 kids through the parking lot with all the crap that they bought them.
Yeah.
So, and one moment that I did really like is the mom notices that they have 3 kids. They have 2 boys and a girl, Kevin, the oldest, Taylor, the daughter, and Justin, who's the baby. And the mom put Justin in his car seat, which I haven't seen a car seat like this in forever, but it's super nostalgic.
Yeah.
But puts him in his car seat and realizes that his face is just caked in dirt. And she goes to clean him off, and then she's like, I don't care anymore.
Never mind.
Which I am the 3rd kid, and no one cared what was happening with me.
Yeah.
As long as I was alive, no one worried about me.
Yeah. This is pretty nostalgic for me too, because the car that they're driving was my mom's car in my childhood. They had a Dodge Caravan, which, interesting side note, one of our neighbors was trying to run to get into one time and tripped over our curb and knocked out his 2 front teeth.
Jesus. I mean, that sounds like being a kid.
Sorry about that, Brent.
So much.
Yeah.
Randomly.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice any seat buckles on the kids, but it is
And why would you?
1989. So I'm not 100% surprised. I mean, I remember driving like from church to the pizza place with my aunt, and it was always the best when I would go with my aunt because she never made us buckle up and we would play under the seats.
Under the seats.
Yeah, we would just be over the seats, under the seats, in like a loop on the way on the interstate for like 20 minutes until we got to the pizza place. My mom was lame because she always made us be safe and buckle up, and my Aunt Sherry would let us just play in the car.
Isn't it amazing how recent child safety has become a concern?
Yeah, like, do you remember, like, this is off topic, but there's that video of people complaining about how you're no longer able to drink and drive.
Oh yeah, from the 80s. They're interviewing a bunch of people on the street
In their cars with beers.
as drinking and driving has just become
Illegal.
Oh, I think it was already illegal, but like a felony.
Yeah, and there's basically like, you just get off work and you just need to pop a beer on your way home. This is fashion.
Yeah, they're taking our freedoms.
But
Yeah.
I like that the kids are singing a song about diarrhea.
Yeah.
I love.
And the music kicks up, and I felt like I was watching Toy Story again because
It's Randy Newman.
Randy Newman all of a
Randy
sudden,
Newman singing.
which maybe he has a career outside of.
Diarrhea song, a different.
No, he's singing something else. Maybe he has a career outside of Pixar, but I'm not familiar with it.
Me neither. But the song basically goes, when you're sliding into home and your shorts are full of foam, diarrhea.
I feel like we sang this exact
I
song
sing it
as
to this
kids.
movie.
I've never seen this movie.
Oh, I've never heard this song outside of this movie, but it reminds me of like when we were kids more in the 90s. This is the song that never ends.
Oh, yeah, and that's just from something.
Yeah, and they just keep singing it and never stopping.
Yep.
And so they get home and they're putting the kids to bed. And the littlest Justin decides that he's just going to sleep in like a gun belt, no underwear, and a cowboy hat.
Full frontal male nudity
Full
in this
frontal
shot.
Little boy nudity.
Yeah.
And then Steve Martin's only reaction to
PG-13.
the is, you're going to get cold. That's
Yeah.
it.
But what else can he do?
I mean,
Third child.
Third kid, who cares? But then the little girl throws up on Steve Martin. And
She says that she doesn't feel good, and he's like, "What do you feel like you want to throw up?" And she goes, "Okay."
And then he's fine. And then his wife comes in and says, "Why are you just standing there?"
Yes, he's still reeling.
John.
Yeah.
And then I guess they get all the kids to bed, and now they're getting it on.
Well, yeah, he says a weird line of flirting with her about like, "How about I just wear what Justin's wearing?" Which is kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids, so that just seems odd to use it.
Yeah, well, you're right. We don't have kids, so we don't know.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what that's like. But they are talking while they're foreplaying about how they have an appointment to meet Kevin's principal on Monday and if he can come with her.
Sexiest pillow talk.
Yeah. And then they reference that he's making, quote unquote, that face again. And then Steve Martin says, oh, that stressed out face.
Yeah.
And then basically they want to take Kevin. The teacher wants to take Kevin for an evaluation with a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And this kind of like the overreaction to it, like, kind of reminded me about, I feel like my dad would react in the exact same situation.
Well, he took it as his fault, and he's very sensitive to that. So
He is, yeah. Because I think that, well, we figure out throughout as the movie goes on that he has the same like stress levels that Kevin has, but he's an adult and has learned how to cope a little bit.
yeah, he's worried he's messing up another human.
Yeah, so he takes it all very personally. And then a side note is we see Steve Martin in underwear, and his legs are very hairy.
They are very hairy. For some reason, I feel like I knew that. Wow. I could not tell you why. Oh, I've seen lots of Steve Martin movies, and I don't know.
Yeah. So they basically quickly mentioned, they're like, oh, well, at least Kevin isn't as messed up as our nephew Gary. And then we cut to you, Gary, who has a lock on his bedroom door, like a what are the
combination lock?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has a lock on his door, and he's always carrying around a paper bag.
Yep.
That we don't know what's in it.
Nope.
And the mom, Helen, seems like she's a single mom. This is Steve Martin's sister.
Yeah, Dianne Wiest.
Yeah, Dianne Wiest or Wiest or however you say it.
We should have looked that up.
Probably. Lazy pod. But anyway,
Lazy pod.
But so she's trying to connect with Gary, but he's just a moody teenager, so he walks out of the house and leaves her without really saying.
Yeah, played by a young Joaquin Phoenix, who was going by Leaf at the time.
Joaquin Phoenix.
This was before his brother passed, and he changed his name back.
Yeah, and so then we meet Helen's daughter, Julie, who's in her bedroom. And Helen asked Julie, were you okay? I heard you moaning last night. And Julie says, oh, I had a stomach ache. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how Helen recently made Julie break up with her boyfriend, Todd. And then we find out that Todd is under the bed.
Keanu Reeves.
Why did I say it weird? Keanu Reeves. So he's there. Helen doesn't know. And then he takes out a film camera.
Yeah.
And says that they're going to record their love.
It's exactly how he says it. Great job. That's how he says it.
But then Helen is mentioning that Julie got a 1291 on her SATs.
I looked that up. That is 85th percentile. That's like getting an 85.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay. So
really good.
Really smart.
Yeah.
And with Keanu Reeves, who
probably you can't spell SAT.
lovable idiot in this. And then Helen is on the phone with her sister, whose name is Susan, and asks how Patty is doing. And Susan's basically talking and saying like, oh, we're really disappointed in Patty's performance right now. We're kind of worried that she's not taking this seriously. Mm-hmm. So my husband, Rick Moranis, Nathan, is talking to her. And then we find out very quickly that Patty is a 4-year-old.
Yep.
So she's a 4-year-old, and Rick Moranis is like obsessed with her intelligence and teaching her to be smarter and like just not worried about her not socializing her at all.
Yeah, he one time heard that children absorb way faster than we do, and just ran with that.
Yeah.
So
his life now is just putting information in this kid.
I've got to teach her every single thing I know so that she can use the rest of her life to get even smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at a family dinner at Helen's house. Helen is talking to Karen, Gil's wife, C. Martin's wife, about Gary and how she's worried about him. And the sister-in-law, Karen, asks, can you have Ed talk to him, the bio dad, her ex-husband? And Helen says that Ed is completely consumed by having his new family and is not talking to her children anymore. Mm. So that's we're starting to see glimpses of why Gary is like this.
Yeah.
Why he's so withdrawn. But we see that Patty is a child prodigy, and the difference in parenting styles, because Rick Moranis makes her find like this square root, like
8,639, I think, or something,
with like dots on it.
Yeah.
and she gets it right.
And she points at that one. She's like, that one, a 93, because it has 93 dots on it.
Yeah. And then Steve Martin says something about like, oh, maybe I should start doing that with Justin. Rick Moranis is like, well, you should just forget about Kevin and Taylor. They're too old to do this, but Justin could do this. And then we cut to Justin eating stickers
off of that same sheet. Yeah, great bit.
Susan and Nathan are like almond people, like organic, like we don't have a TV kind of people. Like,
but Susan means well, and Nathan sucks.
I think Susan just loves Nathan so much that she's willing to...
For reasons.
We don't understand, because she's super hot.
She is super hot, and he is the worst.
Yeah, he is terrible.
In every way.
But the long-lost son appears. The prodigal son is what they're called.
Sure.
Larry.
We're
to the house for dinner and surprises everyone by having a child as well.
Yeah, well, they do this scene where everyone's excited to see him because it's been so long, and
except for the siblings, they all shared like looks like, oh, here we go.
Here we go again. But all the parents are like, oh, wow, our celebrity son, our world traveled.
The dad, did you notice that?
No.
The mom was like, well, what's your scheme this time?
Oh, at dinner. That's later. Yeah.
I don't think she seems super jazzed, to be honest.
Yeah, this dad's got blinders on.
The dad is definitely completely obsessed with Larry. And Larry makes they mentioned that they haven't seen Larry in like 3 years. And then Larry makes a creepy joke about wanting to bone Susan and if she wasn't his sister.
He doesn't finish that sentence, but it is weird. He goes, Susan, oh, if you weren't my sister. And everybody in the room's like, oh, you nasty.
But the little boy opens the door and he introduces his son named Cool. And the family had no idea he had a son.
Yeah.
So, and he's an adorable little boy. But Lefty says he didn't know about Cool until a couple of months ago when the mother showed up and gave him Cool, saying that she just shot someone and needs to leave the country.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that story is true, though.
Knowing Larry, 0%. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Larry says he's back in town because he has a massive plan that's going to make him a millionaire and no one in the family is going to have to ever work again.
And as the siblings said, here we go again.
Yeah. And then the mother asked, like, is it another get rich quick scheme? And then the father basically was like, shut up, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, he says, what's wrong with you getting rich quick?
Yeah. And completely defends him. And he mentions like something about hydroponics. And Nathan starts asking oh, so what kind of hydroponics are you doing? And then Larry,
this kind or this kind? Yeah. He's like, there's a guy in glasses in a lab coat that knows what to do. I'm here to invest.
Yeah, I'm here to invest. I don't know anything. And Larry's like, I need a place to stay. And the parents like, well, we don't have the big house anymore. We've downsized. So there's only 2 bedrooms, one for grandma and one for us. And the movie becomes about passing grandma around to everyone. So the first place grandma's going is to Susan and Rick Moranis' house.
Yeah. Because they offer so that Larry can live with,
This is probably one of my favorite scenes, if I'm honest with you. The power goes out at dinner.
Oh my God.
And Steve Martin jumps up to go fix it. And then the power comes back on. And what he thought was a flashlight is his sister's vibrator.
Yeah.
And I think he handles it well.
To everyone's horror except for his, yeah.
Well, he just cracks up because that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're the one who went in her drawer. And
this is true.
Like, I think that's the best reaction you can have because no one shamed her. They basically were just like, oh.
Until later.
Oh, true. But that's a car, so it's fine. So we go to the meeting at the school for Kevin, and they basically are telling the parents that they want him to go to a special school because the teacher is spending 20% of her time focusing on Kevin and his emotional problem.
And they have 38 students.
Yes. And so Steve Martin and Karen start kind of arguing a little bit about whose fault it is potentially.
Right in front of them, yeah.
Yeah, and Steve Martin says that she was just like a chimney for weed.
Yeah, they imply that he's a messed up kid, and Steve Martin has a look on his face like he's like, oh no, I screwed this up. And then he jumps up and is like, well, she smoked grass. Just like that.
Like, I didn't know I was pregnant. He was like, yeah, but you were a chimney in college. Yeah. So, I mean, they're trying to grasp why their baby is having all these problems. So I get it. I feel like that's a normal reaction to have is to try and look for a reason why.
Well, yeah, but they were doing it in front of the people who know that their kids and stuff. And then those people are like.
I think there's also a level of being defensive.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But then those people are like, oh, I get it now.
Maybe this is why.
I see it.
But Gil says that they're not going to send Kevin to a special school because there is a stigma, and that he doesn't want Kevin to suffer or be made fun of for doing that.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to figure out how to get him into a private school or find a private therapist for him. So then we go to Todd and Julie, Keanu Reeves, and what's her name? Martha
Clinton.
Yeah.
Plimpton, yeah.
Raising Hope.
Raising Hope.
They're picking up their sex photos, super excited, and they get their photos back. And instead of getting the right, and remember these days, instead of getting the right photos, she has only photos of her mom's promotion at the bank.
Yeah, same last name.
Same last name. And then goes up to ask the guy, like, hey, these aren't my photos. And he's like, oh, the other ones already got picked up.
Uh-oh.
So then we see Helen looking at the photos.
Which, by the way, is sifting through them. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess, I don't know. All right.
Lonely woman.
Yeah, I guess. Yuck. But basically, she's kind of crying and upset going through the photos because she's realizing that not only is Julie still seeing Todd, but all of this was done in her house. Mm-hmm. So there's like a whole big mother-daughter fight where Julie basically says someone should be having sex in this house.
Oof.
Yeah, because...
Oof.
Yeah, and then something about like a vibrator making fun of her for having one. But then Julie immediately packs her bags and says she's moving with Todd. And then Gary walks in and Helen's like, Gary, your sister's leaving. And Gary's just like, okay.
Gary walks in and the mom just switches gears to like, hi, Gary. And he goes, hi. And the sister goes, I'm moving out, Gary. And he goes, bye.
And then she's like, look, you upset your brother.
He's not even in the scene anymore.
Lee left. And then basically the mom's doing like the whole, if you leave, you're not welcome back. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to save you. And then I really, honestly, like, Helen is my favorite character, I think, in this entire movie.
I get that.
I love Helen because the second Julie walks out the door and she's had a second to breathe, she runs after her and is like, be safe. If you need me, call me.
Yeah. Don't take rides with strangers.
Yeah. The whole.
Anything you need. Yeah.
Like, it's just
so sweet.
Don't cut me out. Like, it's okay. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing while he's being a teenager and walking to
Yeah.
So then we go and Larry and David are looking at the car. What kind of car is it? Do you know? Did you look this up?
No idea. That's too old for my knowledge. I didn't look it up either.
Oh, okay. Old car.
Yeah, something like Walt Disney would have driven.
Yeah.
From the 40s.
Car,
yeah.
Completely refurbished.
It's beautiful.
The dad is also a real dickhead to his wife.
He's a dickhead to everyone that's not Larry.
That's true. He really is a butthole. But the wife comes out and is like, oh, well, cool, just ate lunch. And then he's like, so?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Tell the newspapers.
And she's just like, I thought you could maybe like go to the park with him or something. And then Larry's just like, oh, just plop him down in front of the TV. It's what he does all the time.
Oh, my God.
So we're already seeing who these people are. But Larry asks his dad for money because he needs to pay off some debt that he has. So he asks him for a couple $1,000.
Yeah, gives him $3.
Yes, and gives him $3. And then we go, and Patty is practicing her martial arts in the yard with her dad. And Susan comes to tell Rick Moranis that she is getting to teach summer school so that she and Rick Moranis can afford to go to Mexico together over the summer.
CC.
And she's super excited. And then Rick Moranis does not want to leave Patty with Gil and Karen.
Yeah, he says, I don't trust her with his jocularity.
Yeah.
I looked up jocularity. It means tendency to joke.
Yeah. Steve Martin.
But you're Rick Moranis.
But yeah, but like, and then the mom, Susan, is just like, but she likes hanging out with her cousins. She likes being over there. She likes playing with them. Why is this a big deal? And he's like, well, we'll just take her with us. And she's just like, I wanted to be butt naked drinking margaritas, having sex everywhere. I don't want my kid to be there. And he's just like, oh, it'll be so great. We can introduce her to Spanish. And then we get a moment that I mentioned on my other podcast with my sister where
you did.
She goes and gets her stash of snacks out of the closet and eats it in defiance of him because he doesn't allow her to do anything she wants to do.
Just eats. He sucks. But she just eats one.
Which is crazy because I love Rick Moranis. Who doesn't love Rick Moranis?
In this movie,
He sucks.
he sucks.
I mean, like, honestly, he probably should have gotten an Oscar for it. This is such a different role from anything I've ever
I was
seen.
going to say, for playing one different character one time.
Is that not what they get Oscars for?
Who knows what they get Oscars for? Let's save that for another time.
So Gil just got passed over for being a partner, and he's super upset. And then his boss is like, hey, well, you can just spend the next month, like, sucking up to me and kissing ass and blah, 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 blah. And Steve Martin's like, well, actually, right now, I need to spend more time with my kids because, like, one of them's having problems. And the guy's just like, Mom, sucks to suck. And then we go to the arcade with Kevin and Gil, and Kevin asks Gil, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I having to see a psychiatrist?
Wait,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, which just quick note, the game they were playing, I'm so used to, a huge video game nerd alert, sorry. I'm so used to video games and movies not being real games, but they were playing Bad Dudes. Which I actually played. It's a stupid Contra ripoff, but where famously at the end, the entire ending of the game is just an image of the president. I think he says something like, "Thanks for rescuing me, bad dudes. Let's have a burger. Ha ha ha." And that's the whole ending to the game.
I love old games.
So
It's like all your base are belong to us.
that's at the beginning of that game, but yeah, it was rough back then.
That's, Mom, you're all right.
Anyway, nerd out.
Saying it's a real game. That's kind of rare.
So rare.
But so after Kevin asked, like, what's wrong with me, I thought Gil gave him a really great speech. He was just like, you're a great kid. There's nothing wrong with you. You just worry about stuff. And that's okay. I worry about stuff too. So we're just trying to help you.
Yeah.
And then Kevin asks if Cowboy Dan's going to come to his birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Martin's like, yeah, of course Cowboy Dan's going to come to your freaking birthday party.
Which, did he know who Cowboy Dan was at that point? He's like, I got to look that up now.
Yeah. And then we have a brief lesson on how to objectify women. Hubba, hubba.
Oh, yeah. He's like, remember what I tell you about when a woman walks by?
Yeah. Yeah. It's 1989.
Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah, it does. It does get worse. I still think this movie's great, but it does get worse.
Yeah, I'd cut a few things. That's all.
Yeah. The grandpa is showing his car now to Cool, and then we see Larry get thrown out of a moving vehicle, and he just rolls and asks if dinner's ready.
Yeah, they're like, what was that?
And he's like, oh, my friend's dropping me off, and the dad's like, usually your friend slow
down
or stop.
Maybe stop. I don't.
But so we already have
That's
like,
funny.
hints that Larry's still on his bullshit.
I think the hints are gone.
Little bitty subtle hints.
Yeah.
But we go, and Julie got arrested for panhandling and is crying to Helen about what a piece of shit Todd is. She's left Todd at this point. He is trying to be a drag racer.
Yeah.
Right? And his brothers are wanting him to do that instead of getting a job.
Well, he had been promising he was going to go into a house painting business with the same brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he says to her, no bitch is going to tell me what to do for a living.
Oof.
Oof. She had every right to leave.
Big oof, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have left too.
That's a hard one to come back from.
Not if you're Keanu.
True. True. I mean, like, I don't know. I get it. If you had taken screenshots of our marriage when we were younger, you know, before you learn how to, like, have fights.
Yeah, we got married very young, and when at least I was stupid.
So was I.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't know how to communicate, I don't think.
Yeah, we had to learn how to communicate and grow up together.
Like, now, if looking back, if we saw, like, a 20 and 23-year-old fighting, like, the way that we used to, like, a screenshot of us compared to now, it would be like, you guys should not be together.
Yeah.
But we're just young and dumb, and you also have, like, financial stress and all kinds of stuff. You're still trying to figure out who you are, and I get it.
Yeah, we know exactly what they're going through.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
But, like, so she tells their mom, I liked this. She says, he told me that he loved me. And then Helen or
love
they
this.
do that, and then they come. I watched it maybe as a kid.
Yeah, but right. But that is the quote of the movie. That is my favorite line.
And then Julie says that Helen needs to stop acting so high and mighty because her last boyfriend stole all their furniture.
Which is also great.
And then we watch Gary run across the living room again with his paper bag and out the house.
Yep.
And then
What a weirdo.
door, and he's come to get Julie back. and he chases her out the door, and then Helen chases him and starts hitting him with the newspaper to get his hands off of Julie. And then Todd reveals that Julie is now his wife. And then Helen switches from hitting him with the newspaper to hitting Julie with the newspaper.
Yeah.
But basically, he apologizes and says that his brothers mean nothing to him and that everything's fine now. They move on.
Yep.
They've healed.
Oh, to be young.
So then we go and there's a baseball game, and Gil is such an involved father that he also coaches Kevin's little league team. So Kevin is going out to play second base, and Gil reminds him this is supposed to be fun. You catch what you catch, you miss what you miss. It's not a big deal.
Right.
It's all fine. And then, but you obviously, like, again, we don't have kids, but if you give a shit what other people are doing when they're playing sports, get over yourself. You're not out there doing it.
I mean, sports in general is a stupid thing. And I'm a sports fan, but kids' sports, people get so invested in this stupid crap.
But even kids, you're yelling at children.
Yeah. I mean, it's already dumb to yell at the millionaires doing it. And now you're going to yell at children who don't even have them, don't only be
paid and have the mental capacity to understand why they're being heckled.
Yeah.
But these kids, like, there's just adults in the crowd basically being like, oh, Kevin shouldn't be out on second base. You know?
Why does he put him on second base? Is it to get glory for him or something? He doesn't seem like he
asked for volunteers, and no kid volunteered. And so he was like, Kevin, do you want to do it? And Kevin was like, sure.
Oh, okay.
And then, so Kevin got there. And then while Kevin's out there, Gil has this like vision of what he anticipates Kevin's future being, which is Kevin graduating from college and giving a speech about how helpful and amazing his dad is, and like thanking his dad. And then everyone stands up and like slow claps for Steve Martin for being such a great father.
Steve Martin's the only family member in that crowd in his dream.
Yeah. But so in the game, Kevin actually misses the winning catch and they lose. And then all the parents are freaking out. And then Kevin's crushed and mad at his dad for putting him in that position. And then we get, this is the most inappropriate part of this movie.
Oh my God.
You have to keep in mind that it is 1989.
Okay.
But then we flash to his having a different vision of Kevin's future, which is Kevin being a school shooter.
Yeah. Sniping from a bell tower at a college campus.
And saying like, oh, you shouldn't have made me play second base.
Jesus Christ. That didn't play for one single laugh from me. That was horrifying.
Because like, well, back then, it wasn't nearly as common as it is now.
Yeah.
A much healthier world, in my opinion.
One of the scenes.
Common.
Yeah. One of the scenes I would have cut.
Well, yeah.
For sure.
If you remade this movie, that 100%.
You could have shown him like being a trash man or something.
Which is also fine, though. They make money.
I know, but in the 80s, and he's like a doting parent.
Like the unhoused people in house guests.
Oh, yeah, he could have been homeless.
House sitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people at the party who are digging through the trash.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay, I knew you didn't.
No. Just playing along.
It's another Steve Martin movie. Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn.
If you say so.
The one where he builds a house.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. We'll get to that. Except for I don't know how we would, because I would rather watch Overboard if I had my choice for a Goldie Hawn movie.
I don't know how you'd get back out of house.
Sitter.
You said house guest and house sitter. I don't even know which one you're talking about.
I feel like I was watching them at the same time, and there's a Sinbad, Phil Hartman one. And
That's house guest.
okay,
I've seen that.
Sitter is the Steve Martin, Goldie Hawn one.
I don't think I've seen this.
You have, but it's fine. And then we go to...
You're always right about that.
Rick Moranis pouring water in Susan's diaphragm. To check.
Have I said I hate this guy?
I hate him. And then he's yelling at her for trying to get pregnant. And she's like, but you won't have the conversation with me about having another baby. And he's just like, so this is your solution?
He said, you have to wait 5 years for their development to be not impeded by the second one.
Or they need to be an only child.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so basically, he imagined, though, being all like boned up for Rick Moranis.
Nope.
Me neither.
Never could before, and now I don't even like him.
So Todd went out
Good job.
dating with Helen, and Todd and Julie are shaving each other's heads. And Gary asks, this is actually probably the worst scene in my opinion in the movie.
Okay.
Because Gary asks how long Julie, this is the first time we've really heard Gary talk.
Oh.
If Helen, like, how long are Julie and Todd going to be here? And Helen's just like, I don't know, but it shouldn't be that long. And then he asks her if he can live with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that Helen has all these emotions going through her head. She's crushed that he is asking that question, but she also knows that his father is an absolute piece of shit.
Yeah.
And she's sad.
Wants to protect him from that.
Wants to protect him from that, but also I think is more hoping that his dad's not going to hurt him.
Wants him to have what he wants in life.
Yes. So
Yeah.
he asks, like, can I call dad and ask him? And so she gives him the phone number.
And she takes a seat because she knows how this is about to go.
Yes, but she looks like she's honestly just like hoping that he is going to say yes.
Yeah.
As horrible as that would be for her, that would be better for Gary.
Yeah.
So I love her, honestly. She's the best character.
She's awesome.
So she gives him the number and then he calls and his dad answers the phone and he starts to call like, oh no, not Joey. Because he tells the receptionist this is his son. And so the dad answers the phone and he goes, no, not Joey. This is your other son, Gary. And then he asks him, he basically is like, oh, no, this will only take a second. So this piece of shit's already trying to get him off the phone.
Yeah.
And he asks him if he can move in for a couple months. And then the dad basically just says, no, it's not a good idea.
We can't hear the dad, but
Yeah, but you can tell by his face.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job.
Great job. This is probably after Stand By Me, which
Yeah.
he's not even in. But
Helen basically just stands there and says, like, you absolute piece of shit. Like, and then Gary rushes out of the house. And she's crushed for her baby. He's crushed.
she tries to run and hug him.
And then he leaves.
He gets away. Yeah.
Without the paper bag.
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
So then we get the birthday party for Kevin. And Cowboy Dan is MIA currently. And then Susan, now that she sees, I think she's starting to realize what Rick Moranis is doing to their daughter. So she's really trying to encourage Patty to play.
Be a kid.
Be a kid. And so she's telling her to play with Justin, who's currently just spinning in the yard. And Patty, being trained to just worry about academics, has no idea why you would do that.
Yep.
So, and then Rick Moranis says something about like, yeah, no, it's not fun. And then Susan's just like, have you ever tried it? Like, she's clearly like tired of his bullshit.
Yeah.
And also he didn't teach her any magic.
Clearly.
Yeah, because Gil does like the thumb trick where you pretend like you pull, or you actually, if there are children listening, actually dislocate your thumb and then you can put it back on.
Yeah.
I learned to do that when I turned 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, because it's an adult thing.
Yeah.
And grown-ups can do it.
Yeah.
But she screams. And Eric Moranis like gives Gil this look like, good job. And it's like, at least I'm having fun. And your kid's the only one freaking out.
Yeah.
By the way.
Right.
But Karen is the one
That is when Susan is like, great, now she's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, she needs to go to daycare or preschool because she needs to learn how to socialize. She's the weird kid.
You're trying to make her better than everyone else, and now she's the weird one.
Yeah, now she's the weird kid.
Yeah.
And then Karen always gets in the middle of all the
Oh my gosh.
conversations.
Yeah.
So she's standing there talking about how people keep asking her when she's going to go back to work after having Justin, but she doesn't want to yet. And she doesn't think she's ever going to want to. And then, Susan starts telling Karen about how
Oh, yeah.
how horned up she used to be for Rick Moranis. Like, she was like, man, we were like rabbits. Like, I was constantly slip and sliding for him.
And Karen's like, really?
Where is he? Oh, okay. And then Susan tells Karen that she used to give him blowies in the car
Yeah.
because he was stressed out.
He thought he was tense.
Yeah. And so poor Karen is just like, oh, okay. And then Rick Moranis walks up and Karen has to act like, I don't now do
Didn't
this.
just now hear this.
Yeah. So she's just like, hello. And then we get one of my favorite lines.
great.
Is we see Justin with a bucket on his head bumping into walls. And then she just says, he likes to butt things with his head.
Yeah.
And then Rick Moranis says, well, you must be proud.
What
Rick Moranis.
dick. I cannot think of a new way to say I hate this guy.
Yeah, he's such an asshole. Like, honestly, though, I think it's great acting. because he's
It is
so
great acting.
unlikable.
He's so unlikable.
He's not even this unlikable in Spaceballs.
Yeah, and
His
he's
dark helmet,
the evil
the
villain.
bad guy.
Yeah,
But anyway, so Cowboy Dan shows up, and Cowboy Dan is a she and is a stripper who went to the wrong place.
yep.
And then we find out Cowboy Dan's not coming because Cowboy Dan got the shit beat out of him by showing up at the what do they call it? A lodge.
Like an elk lodge. Yeah,
He showed up at like an Elks lodge and got beat up because he's not a stripper.
yeah.
So Kevin overhears that Cowboy Dan's not coming, and he's like, "Oh my god, all my friends are gonna be so like disappointed." Like,
It's gonna be just like losing the Little League game again.
and then Gil's like, "No, Cowboy Dan's coming," and he dresses up like a cowboy. And honestly, he entertains all the kids. They are having a blast.
Yeah, there's a scene where they're like, "You're not Cowboy Dan. You're just Kevin's dad."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, I'm Cowboy Gil." And he starts trying to like get into character and play up to it. And he's like, "Cowboy Dan." Well, I don't remember why he said he killed him.
Yeah, he said that he didn't like the look on his face.
He didn't like the look on his face. So I killed him, put a hole in him this big and holds up like a quarter-sized hole. And the kids are all like, "Boo, that sucks." And he's like, "Well, this big," and it's like an orange.
And they're just like,
That's all right. And he's like, "This big." It's like a basketball. And they're like,
And
"Yes."
he's like, now slip around his gut.
It's just, yeah, going to town on boy imagery. Yeah. It's great.
I loved it. He saves the day. He does such a great job. I think that he's such a great dad,
Yeah.
especially
Which the whole movie's about him worrying how good of a dad he is.
yeah. Which I say
You're
that
great.
in other podcasts eventually, but like people who worry about whether or not they're a good parent are most likely the best parents.
This is true.
Because people who aren't good parents don't worry. Like Larry in this movie is never worrying
And Steve Martin's dad.
how he's treating Cool.
Nope.
He doesn't care.
Nope.
So anyway, he saves the day for his little boy. And then Kevin says at that night that he had a great birthday party.
Yeah.
Wants to work with his dad when he grows up so that they can spend it
Ugh.
together.
So heartwarming.
And they start fighting, like fist fighting each other.
Yeah, a little cute fist fighting.
It was cute. And then we get like a B&E and it says Dr. Lampkin's office, which is Gary's dad's office.
I wonder who could be doing this.
Wonder who did that. And then
They even show a foot, and it's like a size 6
it's
Adidas.
tiny little foot.
Yeah.
But Helen breaks into Gary's room because apparently piece of shit called her and told her that Gary did it,
Yeah.
which
Because he found his hammer.
he left his initialed hammer
Yeah.
in the office. But it doesn't seem like the dad's pressing charges. It seems like the dad's just informing.
Yeah.
At least that's not mentioned.
Yeah.
So she breaks into his room to see if he's on drugs because she's concerned that something way worse is going on.
Yeah.
And it's just a disgusting room. It's just a teenager's room. Gross.
It
But
is.
she finds the bag, the brown paper sack we've been
That he's
getting,
been toting around, yeah.
and she opens it up, and what falls out is just regular movies.
Real movies, too. Back to the Future, I saw. Did you remember any others? I was wondering if there might be some that Steve Martin's in.
Yeah, I only saw Back to the Future. I definitely remember, and she's like, "Oh, okay. I don't know why we're all right." But then she picks one of them up
To put it back in.
A porn tape falls out.
Yeah.
Called what?
Wet Wild something. I don't remember. Wet Wild Dreams or something.
She puts it in.
She puts it in.
Where she needed to put it in, like
She's like nearest VCR right now
in his room.
in his room.
And so, also, Grandma's now being delivered from Susan's house over to Helen's house. So Grandma and Susan walk in while Helen's just standing there watching porn in her teenager boy's room.
Yeah. Which, if I walked in on that, I'd be like, "Oh, you found your son's porno tapes."
Yeah.
But the grandma's like, "What are you doing?"
The man right now.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
you have
not-
a vibrator incident, and now this.
She's like, "I don't watch stuff like this. Oh my God.
This isn't me.
Why would I watch it in here?"
Gary walks in. Poor Gary. Gary walks in, and not only is his mom watching his porn tapes, but so is an aunt and his great grandma. Horrifying.
Horrifying.
But he basically, honestly, I think Helen handles, this is why I love Helen. I think Helen
Queen.
handles every situation perfect.
Every situation. As best as she can.
She asks Susan to take the grandma into her room.
Yep.
You guys go. They walk away, and then she has a conversation with Gary. She's not at all concerned about the porn tapes.
No.
She's not concerned about him. She's just like, you need to realize that your dad is a piece of shit, and you need to learn how to say to hell with him.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get what you want from him.
Yeah, it's a great scene. She has a great line too, where she's like, maybe I need to learn how to say the hell with him.
Yeah. And then she starts being like, well, do you have about the tapes? Like, I don't care about it, but like, do you have any questions?
Do you need to talk?
You're clearly curious.
Yeah.
And you might want to talk about it. And she's like, do you want to talk to like Uncle Gil about it? And he's
Do you want to talk to someone about it? And he goes, who? And she goes, me. And he goes, no.
yeah. And then she goes, Uncle Gil. And he goes, well, Uncle Gil's busy with his own kids.
Yeah.
And then Todd walks in with a box of donuts looking for Julie. And she's like, do you want to talk to Todd? And he's like, yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Which is hilarious because he's wearing these, like, he's just being Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's like, I kind of do. And it cuts back to the Keanu, and he's got the box of donuts, and he's wearing these glasses with eyes painted on them. Looking at his hand like, whoa.
Yeah, and then, so Todd comes out of Gary's room with an empty box of donuts.
Yeah.
The conversation has been intense. They finished all 12.
Yeah.
And then he basically tells Helen that Gary is one messed up little dude.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, great. And then he's like, okay, so can I speak freely? And she's like, go for it. You're going
to anyway.
And then he basically says, like, well, a couple months ago, Gary got his first boner. Do you know what that is?
Do you know what that is?
And she's like, if memory serves.
Which is also great.
If memory serves. Yeah. And he's like, okay, so he's been beating the salami. And he thought that
Slapping
the salami, and he thought something was wrong with him. And I told him, like, that's just what we all do.
He said, that's what little dudes do.
And then he was like, and then he smiled, and I didn't even know he had teeth.
Yeah.
So basically,
And then she starts to cry a little bit about it. Yeah.
Yeah, calms him down, teaches him that it's okay, that there's nothing wrong with you. And then Helen basically realizes that Todd's a really good person.
Yeah.
I think that's when she realizes that there's no point in fighting it, that he's just part of the family.
Yep.
And she loves him.
Yeah. I had noted earlier in my notes that if you were going to give a Razzie to Keanu, it should have been this movie, but now this scene has happened, so I erased that note because I was like, I like this.
But I get where you're saying, because in this movie, he's like more the typical surfer dude, Keanu Reeves character.
Yeah.
But that's exactly who Todd is.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Nick Cage used to do this in the 80s.
Nick Cage did some crazy stuff.
Right. But in the 80s, he was doing this character in every movie. We'll get to that one day.
I hate it so much. Oh, I have so much to say about Peggy Sue Got Married. But anyway.
Okay.
But then, so I love this scene. Honestly, like, Helen is the MVP of this movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love her.
So then Grandpa realizes that his classic car is missing.
Which, of course, I think as soon as I don't remember this movie from the first time I watched it, and I think as soon as that car showed up, I was like, Larry's going to steal that.
Yep. Yep. So it's just like a quick scene of him opening the garage. The car is gone. And then we're at a Chuck E. Cheese kind of place.
With the most terrifying animatronic I've ever seen in my life. And I've played Five Nights at Freddy's.
It's the 80s.
What is that thing with the giant Jinx Pokemon looking face? You don't even remember? It didn't register to you? There is, I'm going to go on a tangent here. There is this animatronic that's just a woman, but her head is the size of like a sofa. And she's just wearing, like, if anybody remembers the Drew Carey show, like Mimi type makeup, and just like turning, and her eyes don't blink. And it's horrifying.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Hated every second of it.
Kids are just like, yeah, the video games here.
They're not paying attention to this.
They're not.
Yeah.
But Kevin basically wants to leave immediately because all his money got stolen.
Yep.
By some kid.
Mm-hmm.
Man, being a kid sucked.
It did.
Now your money gets just stolen by the government.
Oh.
Just fine. Tack or Caxus. But Kevin wants to leave. And then the grandpa basically is like, you just need to go beat that kid up. Like, why are you crying about it? And then Steve Martin's like, you need to stop.
Shut up, he says.
Yeah, let me handle it. Shut up.
Yeah.
And then Kevin starts having a full-on meltdown because his retainer is now missing.
Yeah, screams.
Yes.
Grabs the whole restaurant attention.
And then we cut. Karen took the kids home, and his parents are watching the kids. and she's come back to the Chuck E. Cheese place to help search for the retainer in the outside garbage.
Yeah.
So,
Which they mentioned that it's a $200 retainer, which is like $500. They're like $500 to $1,000 now.
well, $200 in. We looked up the. You looked up the
Inflations, yeah.
$500.
Yeah.
So yeah, if $500 you just threw away in the trash, yeah, you're gonna look for it.
Yeah.
I would too. And $200 now, that's just a week of groceries.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how I would want it back.
I would want it. Yeah.
Also, like, if your teeth want to be moving around, maybe you should just let them.
Yeah, that's true.
But so they're going through the trash, and Gil basically is at an all-time low, and he's just constantly worrying about why Kevin is so high-strung while he's also so high-strung.
Mm-hmm. He's not seeing it.
Yeah, and he thinks Kevin's getting worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're in the car, and Gil's talking about like how he has to work late the next day, and she's like, "Oh, are you stressed out right now?"
Oh, God.
And so she says that she wants to do something to calm him down. And luckily she didn't say, "Oh, your sister taught me a trick."
Yeah.
But so she goes to give him some oral in the car. And the very next shot, they've gotten in a car accident. So she clearly did a fantastic job.
True. There were no eyes on the road.
And this is another one of my favorite parts. Is the cop comes up and he asks them, like, "How did this happen?" And Susan Reeves turns to her and goes, "Show him, honey." Which I love. I love so much. And then we get the grandpa now and grandma have returned home with Cool. And Larry is returning his car to the garage. And then the grandpa it seems like he's tired of Larry's bullshit at this point.
Yeah.
Completely over it. And he says he wants Larry gone. And Larry's saying that if he doesn't pay his bookies, they're going to kill him. And he owes his bookies $26,000, which today would be $68,000.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of money. And the dad asks, like, "Well, what did you do with the $3,000 I gave you earlier?"
Ugh.
And then Larry's like, "Oh, I took it to the track because I had a sure thing."
Well, I took it to the track because I needed more than that, and I didn't want to ask you for all of it.
Yep. And then the dad says, "Have you ever considered getting a job?" And then he basically Larry goes on like a full meltdown saying like, "You would never want me to have a job because you always say I should make my own path and I'm not Gil and I'm not going to be a pencil pusher."
Mm-hmm.
And then the dad basically is looking at him like, "Yeah, you're not Gil. And maybe I should realize that Gil's not terrible."
Yeah.
Yeah. So Patty's going over the elements, and then Susan comes in and she tells Nathan that she has new cards for Patty, but wants to show them to Nathan first to see if he approves. And her cards basically spell out, "I'm leaving you."
This is the only way I can get your attention. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving you, which is iconic.
I love the part where he goes, "This is way below her. She's
I hate Nathan."
I know he basically is reading them like one word at a time and goes like, she's way more advanced than this.
This is basic language.
So she's leaving him. And then we see Helen returning from a date with Gary's teacher. Yeah.
Biology teacher, yeah.
Biology teacher. And they were so cute together.
Mr. Bowman.
Oh, you know his name.
That's what I do on these podcasts.
Just no name.
I know names.
So, and then Todd and Gary are clearly, like, Gary has come out of his shell since his conversation with Todd.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely a different little boy.
Yeah.
So Todd and Gary are just running around roughhousing all over the place. And then Helen's just calmly like, "What a good, what'd she say? Knee?"
What great knee drop.
Yeah. What great knee drop, honey.
Yeah.
Like, while this chaos is happening with her date. And then Julie comes home and starts screaming at Todd because she found a racing helmet in his car. And we figure out that Todd gave up house painting again. And he says that his partners took all the equipment and left.
True or not, I don't know.
And then Julie says, "I told you shouldn't have trusted them." And then Todd's like, "I'm not as smart as you.
Yeah.
I didn't get $1 billion on my SAT."
13,000, he says.
Yeah, 13,000 the SAT. And basically, Todd's like, "Oh, I'm just going to leave." And Julie's like, "Then fucking leave." And then he leaves. And Gary's like, "What is wrong with all of you women? If all the men in this family leave us?"
Perceptive kid.
And then we find out Julie yells and says, if he thinks I'm having his baby, he's got another thing coming or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So we find out that Helen's going to be a grandma.
Yeah. And the biology teacher's kind of like, Well, that's exciting.
Excited. You're gonna be grandma. She's like, no, grandmas are old, and I was at Woodstock, and I'm like, that makes you old, girl.
Yeah, she's like raging, and he's like, I was at Woodstock.
She's like, I thought you looked familiar.
You're still mad.
But honestly, like the fact that, I mean, we'll get into it, but I honestly love him so much.
Mr. Bauman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's cool.
But so Gil gets passed over after this month for his partnership, and then he decides to quit his job. And I have so many comments because, like, my dad was an aeronautical engineer, and I don't know. I was always taught my whole life to just do what makes you happy and don't chase a position. Just be happy, and your personal life matters far more than any accolades that you could receive. So maybe that's my parents' fault. I have absolutely no ambition in my life.
Yeah, he didn't ever want to be in charge or anything.
Never.
He just wanted to go in, clock in, do the work, go home and spend time with his family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Gil, who's Gary? Gil.
Gary's asleep Phoenix.
Gil freaking out about not getting a partnership while this entire month he's been able to go coach Little League, have a birthday party for his kids. He has a good work-life balance.
Yeah. Well,
Why do you want to be a partner? I just don't understand why he cares so much when he seems like he has a good work-life balance.
yeah, I don't get it. I'm not that kind of guy, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he's overreacting, and you're making a decision without consulting your wife who is affected by this.
This kind of just struck me as just needing to add drama to the movie for some reason, which is kind of already chock full of it. Yeah. I guess this particular relationship didn't have any.
Not really.
Yeah.
Other than Kevin's. But this is also, I guess it makes sense because Kevin is his dad. Like, Gil has the same high-strung mentality. Yeah. He just has developed more coping mechanisms as a grown-up.
Yeah.
So,
except that he just did it and lashed out.
Yeah. So he quit his job in the middle, like, just quits his job without talking to his wife, who does not have a job.
Yep.
And also at the beginning of the movie, we find out that Steve Martin in this is 35 years old, which fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't need to hear that.
Like, that's 35? Like,
I mean, he went white at like what, 17.
Talking about the white, but like Steve Martin, I don't know, but going back and seeing how old was Mary Steenburgen during this?
I don't know.
Because they're all to me like 70, like in my head, or at least in their 50s.
Yeah. Oh, well, they are now.
Not in their 30s.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, what?
Yeah, it's weird to grow past the people that were old in the movies you wanted.
Go back to Friends. Friends starts when they're like 24 years old.
No, shut up. Yeah. Don't say that. So, she was born in 53, so she was also 35.
During this?
Yeah.
Okay, so she hasn't changed.
Well, she still looks great, but
she looked amazing, but I wouldn't have said 35. I would have thought more like 42, 43-ish.
Yeah.
Not 35.
We're going to always think people are older than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they're not, you're just like, what?
This is stupid.
This is weird. But basically, so Gil quit his job, and now he's back home, and the poor guy walks into, like, it seems like Taylor and Kevin both have friends over.
Yeah.
So it's just a house full of children, and he's in a terrible mood, which, I mean, I feel like not everyone, but at least I experienced that as a kid when my dad would get home and there would be cousins over or something, and he just had a stressful day.
Yeah.
And your dad's just like, just want to get through this fucking room and into my bedroom.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But he tells Karen that he quit his job, and she's immediately taken aback, and she asks why. And he says, well, I got passed over, and that's upsetting pretty much. And I don't want to get passed over for the rest of my life. And it's just like, who cares?
And she, like us, is like, what? Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much. And she's like, can you change your mind? And he's like, I changed my mind, no. And she's like, I'm pregnant, dude. Yeah, so we reveal that she's pregnant.
Yep.
And he does not react well.
No, you hate this.
She's a far better wife than I feel like I would be in the same situation. Because I don't know how she stayed so calm during your husband not being excited while you are excited.
Yeah, he kind of lashes out like it's her fault.
He does, like she did this to him.
Yeah.
not that we both made.
He's like, it's really not the time. It's like, well,
Because basically he tells her, you didn't tell me that you getting pregnant was a possibility. Okay, were you coming in my vagina?
what about the other 3 times this happened?
And then
He literally says, how does this happen? I was like, okay.
okay.
Didn't really explain.
But like, and then she basically says, yeah, well, you didn't tell me that quitting your job was a possibility.
Yeah.
So like, I just
Valid point.
understand. And then I will say, I do give him props because while he's upset, she says, what do you want me to do? And he says, that's not for me to decide. Like, that's on a woman to decide what she wants to do with her body.
Which there's a scene earlier in the movie where she says something similar about him. He says, well, we'll do whatever you want to do. And she's like, which could have made me punch him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Two-way street.
Back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
he's like, I want whatever you want.
Do. And then, so basically, she's like, do you want me to have an abortion? He's like, that's your decision. That has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
But he also says a line where he says, women have choices and men have responsibilities.
Ugh.
But then in the very next scene, he's saying you can do what you want with your body. So I'm just kind of like, we're getting there.
Yeah. He's thinking through it.
He's making the progress.
Self-aware wolf.
And then she's basically like, okay, well, I want to have the baby. And he's like, well, great.
Yeah, so he did not mean that.
But like, also, though, he's not saying like, no, you have to have an abortion.
Yeah.
Which I think would make him unredeemable.
Yeah.
But he then rushes off to do his Little League stuff. And then so they're still in their fight, and he's at Little League with Kevin, and his dad shows up to ask his advice about what the dad should do about Larry. And then he's like, you're asking me? And he's like, well, you're a good father, and I know you think I'm a piece of shit. And so I want a good father's advice on what I should do.
And he doesn't say anything. He just walks over and sits by him.
He's like, well, thanks for saying, oh, no, you're right. But anyway, so they talk, and he tells them that about the gamblers and how much Larry owes, and he asks Gil's advice. And basically, he's like, do you have the money? And the dad's like, I have the money, but I won't be able to retire.
And he is 64.
Yeah, he's 64 years old. I would not be able to retire.
Yeah.
And then the grandpa also has like this speech about how parenting never ends and it never gets less frightening.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I don't have kids.
Yeah, I started thinking that this whole movie, this movie has a lot to say about parenthood, and it's really powerful. So it's actually really good, but I'm glad I don't have kids.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
Watched 2 movies today
Yeah.
and done nothing.
Nothing.
So it's great.
Yeah. We watched 2?
No.
Oh, okay. We watched one yesterday.
We watched this one.
We woke up and played Grand Theft Auto, and then...
So our day's been busy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so basically, Gil tells his dad that he doesn't think that he himself is a very good father. And then his dad just goes like, you worry too much. You always did.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that just kind of like makes him realize that, oh, maybe I'm doing okay. You know, like.
Is that what you took from it? I took it that he thought, oh, he is a good dad. And I was like, no, he just knows you.
No, like I took it as you need to calm down about Kevin because you've always worried too much.
Oh,
Kevin
okay.
too much. And then he kind of just realized, Kevin is just me.
Yeah.
I know how to handle me, so I should know how to handle
And I'm okay. Yeah.
I'm okay. So Kevin's going to be okay. And so Kevin is playing outfield, and the ball is heading right towards him. But also his little overachieving piece of shit teammate is trying to catch the ball.
Because his dad yelled at him, too.
Because fuck those kind of parents.
That guy with the afro from the 80s.
I mean, I get it. I guess if you want your kid to be a professional baseball player, you probably have to be an overbearing parent.
Yeah.
But it's annoying.
Yeah.
Just let kids be kids. But basically, Kevin almost misses, like he catches the ball and then his teammate hits him.
Slams into him.
Pops back up. But then Kevin catches it and they win the game.
Yeah.
Everyone's redeemed. And then Larry gets told by the grandpa that he's willing to help Larry and they're going to make a payment plan for $1,000 a month with the gangsters. And that Larry has to come learn the family business and take over when he retires.
Plumbing.
And if Larry goes to Gamblers Anonymous, the grandpa will pay the entire debt. So Larry's like, oh, okay, all right, that sounds great. But first, I actually have a get-rich-quick scheme going on in Tripoli right
Oh
now.
my God.
So let me go see if that pans out first, and then we'll do your plan. And the grandpa basically is just saying there like, okay.
To my surprise.
Yeah, just immediately like, you're never going to change.
Yeah, how did you take this?
I took it as him just realizing what his son is and that he can't help his son, but he can help his grandson.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
How'd you take it?
Yeah, I didn't know how to take it. That's why I kind of wanted your opinion.
Yeah.
It's just...
I feel like he's been kind of coming around this whole movie on who Larry is.
Yeah.
And now he finally cannot avoid who Larry is anymore.
Yeah. I feel like this movie's trying to teach you lessons about parenthood constantly. And I guess this one is just, you can do all you can. And that's it.
And they don't.
That's it.
Yeah, they're going to be their own people.
Yeah.
No matter what you do. But, and then the dad basically just asks, like, what about Cool? And Larry's like, oh, I don't know. And then the grandpa's just like, cool, we'll stay here.
All right, we'll handle
Just
it.
need to get out. And then the guy's like, oh, also I'm going to need, and he's like, well, $2,000 do it. And then Larry's like, great. And the dad's just like, okay, then GTFO.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then there's like a kind of a sweet moment where Cool comes to talk to his grandpa and is all like, my dad's leaving. And then the grandpa's like, yep.
He's like, is he leaving today?
Yep. And then Cool's like, basically not knowing where he's going to go. And the grandpa's like, do you want to stay here?
Well, heartbreakingly, he says, I think this is pivotal. He says, is he ever going to come back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he says, no.
He's never going to come back.
Ugh.
And then the grandpa asks if Cool wants to stay with them, and Cool says yes.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Cool's going to have probably some problems.
Yeah, this
He's going to have some attachment issues.
third family
But
already.
I think that they'll do a good job. I think they love him enough.
They will.
But it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
But Nathan shows up at Susan's school where she's a teacher and is asking her to come home because Patty can't concentrate without Susan home. So that doesn't work.
Nope.
But 5 minutes later, the dumbass is singing Close to You in her classroom in front of all of her teenage students.
Yeah, goes to beg her back into his life at work.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, and somehow that works.
Yeah, this is stupid.
I feel
I
like
hate
this is the one part of the movie that I really think needed more information. I think we got a lot about Gil's life, a lot about Helen's life, but not enough about Susan's life.
Yeah.
So I think that I wanted to see more, like, what was Nathan doing with, and also why did she leave Patty with him?
Well, that's her dad.
Well, I know, but like, I feel like that would be the punishment I would make him endure.
Oh, yeah.
That you can no longer brainwash my child.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a regular kid when she's with me and you can see her on weekends.
Right.
That's what I would do personally.
Yeah.
But anyway, it works. And then they start making out.
Yeah. And like I said in the last section, this movie's constantly trying to teach you lessons about parenthood, except for here. I don't know what they're trying to say.
I don't either.
This is stupid.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, this sucks.
I feel like I would like it. Maybe there's deleted scenes or something, but I feel like I just needed more information about their lives and how he's changed since her leaving.
Yeah, because we got nothing.
We got nothing. And then even the first thing he says to her is, Patty can't concentrate without you.
Yeah, he's still the
Saying
same.
he's still tutoring her.
Yeah.
And does he even have a job?
He doesn't seem to.
It doesn't seem to at all. Because she was excited to have her summer school so they could pay for a vacation.
Yeah, and he's dressed like that on a weekday.
True. Anyway, they get back together. Boo.
Boo.
And then we go to a drag race with Todd, and Julie and Gary and Helen are there.
Heck yeah.
And then Todd gets into an accident.
Obviously.
Yeah, but he's okay. And then Julie seems like she's trying. It's just too emotional to see him potentially get hurt.
Very Down Abbey in that way.
Oh, yeah. She at least has that trauma. Yeah.
That's true.
She starts to walk away like, no, this is just too much. I can't do this. And then Helen stops her and says, this is marriage. You have to get in the car. Like, you have to get in the ambulance with him because that's your husband.
Yeah.
And this is what you chose at the age of 18.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's actually really sweet. And then Gary seems like he appreciates his mom a little bit better for saving
Yeah, he's
their
like,
marriage.
wow, you saved their marriage. That's awesome.
And then she jokes like, well, it's not
And then Queen Helen, yeah.
like I give them 6 months. And then he's like, why do you think they're going to break up? And she's like, because they're young and stupid and the odds are not in their favor, but it could work. And he's like, then why did you help them? And she's like, because Julie wants Todd and I want what you guys want.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Queen Helen.
And then Gary tells her that he hopes that she gets with his teacher because he thinks that he can make her happy.
Yeah.
Which was super sweet.
Yep.
And then, and then like the last real shot of the movie, right, is the last like talking scene is we have Taylor, Gil's daughter, getting ready for a play, and Karen is sewing Taylor's ears on, and then she's playing Dopey in like a Snow White and Seven Dwarfs play. Mm-hmm. And then they seem like they've made up because Gil basically is watching. At first, they think it seems like they made up because Gil's watching Karen sew this like outfit together, and he's like, I just love you. And she's like, I love you.
She does seem a little mad.
She seems a little mad, but I would be too.
Yeah.
It's gonna take more than I love you for me to get over the fact that I'm like, oh, I'm pregnant, and you're like, oh, this isn't the time.
Yeah.
I quit my job because I got offended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buddy, go back to work. But so then the grandma walks in. Oh, and he says this is another thing. So they say that they love each other, and then he says that he took his job back. That his boss called and offered him a better office and more pay if he would come back, and he took it. So it seems like everything's going great. And then Grandma walks in because now she's moved to staying with Gil, from Helen's to Gil and Karen's house.
Yeah.
And so Grandma comes in and gives us this analogy about how life is a roller coaster, and that
She did not frame it as an analogy.
No, she basically said, your grandpa took me on a roller coaster once.
Yeah.
And it was so thrilling. And I didn't know what was coming, but I liked it way better than the merry-go-round.
Everybody else was scared of it and wanted to stay on the merry-go-round, where you just go round and round.
Yeah, but there's no excitement.
I couldn't understand how something could be so terrifying, so frightening, and yet so exciting and thrilling all at once. I liked the roller coaster.
Yeah, and so Karen is like, your grandma is so smart. And he's like, fuck my grandma.
He took that as a straight up roller coaster story.
Yeah, he was just like, no, fuck that bitch. And then
And she throws something at him like, you fucking moron.
yeah, like, I like the roller coaster and I think your grandma's a genius. And he's just like, then why is she sitting in the native spot?
He's so stupid.
He's such an idiot.
He's like, what is going on?
Yeah. But we get to, so they're still arguing again. And then we go to, like, basically Gil says that he's stressed out about messing up another life.
Yeah.
Having a fourth baby is just too much. And then we go to the Taylor's play. And part of the plot is that the other, like, dwarves are pushing Dopey to go open the door to meet Snow White. And little Justin, seeing them push his sister, goes and starts beating up all
A
these.
ballistic rage.
And they can't get to him. And so basically,
He goes berserker barrage.
they're tearing down the entire set of the play. And then Gil starts, like, almost kind of like hyperventilating or something for a second.
Well, there's a woman that turns to him and is like, he is ruining the entire play.
It's a 6-year-old play.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't think that yet.
No one cares. And now you'll never forget this play. How about that?
Yeah, because we were all bored to tears before this.
Yeah, so basically he realizes that he needs to calm down. And you hear like the overview of the sounds of a roller coaster. And he gets to the end of the roller coaster, quote unquote, and realizes that life's okay. And he embraces it and starts laughing.
Yeah, he's like, you're right. This is thrilling.
Yeah, it is thrilling.
That's cute.
And then that's the end of the talking portion of the movie, pretty much. And then
Pretty much, yeah.
we cut to like a time jump, and someone is in labor, and we don't know who, but a little girl is born. And then we get to see a man come out to announce to the family.
Yeah.
And we show everyone. You see Gary, you see Keanu Reeves, you see like who.
Gil.
So Keanu Reeves and Julie have a baby.
Yeah.
Gil and Karen are holding a baby.
Yep.
Susan's pregnant.
Yep.
And then we figure out that it's Mr. Bowman who comes out to announce that they had a baby.
Yeah.
So Helen and Mr. Bowman, I don't know his name, get together.
It's Mr. Bowman.
Yeah.
This is like a 13-year age gap between kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. But it's actually, and then everyone is just, it's like probably 5 minutes of them just interacting as a family with no audio
Yeah.
and clearly super happy.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
I don't hate it. I said I did last week. I think I said something like that because I didn't enjoy it the first time. I don't know what has changed.
Age.
I guess, but I don't have kids.
No, but you have life experience.
And Grandma compared me to a merry-go-round.
Well, I don't think that you necessarily have to have kids to have a roller coaster kind of life.
Yeah.
Have an adventurous life without being a parent.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I feel like we're making that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not like just settling.
No, this is good. I don't know if I'd choose to watch it again in my free time. It's there are some very hateable characters.
One.
I don't like Frank.
Who's Frank? Oh, the grandpa?
Gil's dad, yes.
Oh, I never knew his name.
I don't like him. I know he has a character arc. He comes around. Nathan sucks. He does not have a character arc. And there's a few arguments in this that are just too heavy, too real
I think that's
for me to
the beauty
just...
of it.
But I don't really rewatch movies a lot.
I think it does a great
At
job
all.
of being real and being deep while also having a lot of levity
I agree.
because it's life.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just talking about rewatchability. I wouldn't rewatch something so heavy.
But you don't hate it anymore.
No.
Okay. So
I'm not giving it 5 stars, but we don't rate things on this podcast.
I love it. I still think it's a great movie. I still think it holds up beautifully.
I do think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it to anyone who could find it. I think it's great.
Especially parents.
Yeah. I bet you'd cry. My dad hates it though, and he's a parent.
Yeah.
I think because it's too real.
Yeah.
You know, it's too realistic. But anyway, I guess thanks for joining us.
Well, yeah, we have picked the next actress and movie. We're going to go with Mary Steenburgen, who played Karen. She's in another little movie. What's that movie called?
Elf.
She is the mom in Elf.
So for Christmas.
That's right. We tricked you guys into Christmas.
Yeah, we're doing a Christmas movie next week.
That's the kind of the whole reason we picked Parenthood was to get to a Christmas movie.
Yay.
So next week,
Season.
'tis the season.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. If you like the show, leave a review, follow the chain, and join us next week as we link Parenthood to Elf. Bye.
See ya.